What is happening, guys? My name is Jamie. Today we're reviewing the hard rock band Foo Fighters and their album Medicine at Midnight. Now, this is one of the most anticipated albums for many people across the world wanting a new Foo Fighters album. Well, a lot of people weren't very happy with their single Shame Shame, which was overall a pretty soulful and funky song by Foo Fighters standards. They certainly did bring up the fun level on this album, where other albums such as Concrete and Gold weren't much fun, in my opinion. Yes, this album is fun and it's head bopping as well. It's got a sort of dancey vibe, some really upbeat rhythms, along with some really nice interesting guitar, and Dave Grohl's vocals, of course, are absolutely fantastic. He incorporates clean vocals that are quite distinctive, rich and warm throughout this album, but he also incorporates some harsher vocals throughout songs like Cloud Spotter, Making a Fire, and even No Son of Mine. Foo Fighters production on albums are always great, and I just love, again, the drums, the tone of the drums sound fantastic. But yeah, the overall vocal mix as well, really good. The harmonization within the mix with the vocals, along with how the guitar tone is on this LP. So there are 9 songs on this album, running about 37 minutes. One of the shortest Foo Fighters albums out there, but it's all quality. Yes, this album is all quality with bangers after bangers. Cloud Spotter, Waiting on War, No Son of Mine, Holding Poison, Chasing Birds, and Love Dies Young are absolute bangers. Probably the weakest song off the album is probably None. This album is a banger, and in my opinion, this is one of Foo Fighters' strongest albums. They do really change their sound, which is a sound that they much needed to change. I really did enjoy the direction the way Foo Fighters were going. Incorporating elements of funk and soul along with rock is a match made in heaven. And the first song is Making a Fire, and I just really love the catchy riffs throughout this song, and Dave Grohl's vocals, of course, are absolutely fantastic. The drum fills throughout this song, especially throughout the chorus, is very catchy and sing-alongable chorus. Overall, it's a good way to kick off the album. Shame Shame is next, and a lot of people didn't really enjoy this song, even though this was the lead single. Yes, this is a very catchy song, in my opinion. I do really love that chorus. Shame, bum, bum, down. I love the melody as well, and just a really slow-paced rhythm that Shame Shame has. But I do really enjoy the bridge part, and that leads on to that chorus. And the bass line on this is sexy. Next song is Cloud Spotter, and this is like a classic Foo Fighters song in my opinion. It's hard-hitting and it's heavy at times. Really enjoy the chorus. Love the riffrages throughout the song. Some really nice intricate guitar. Good songwriting as well. Dave Grohl's vocals are absolutely fantastic. Incorporates a bit of harsh vocals throughout this song. Really enjoy the overlaying vocal melody. It leads on to Waiting on a War, which again is another sounding classic Foo Fighters song. Really enjoyed the crescendo. There's such a really nice crescendo to the conclusion, to that climax. It's a very climatic song. I love how this song is mainly just acoustic backbone, but then it builds up and becomes quite epic throughout the conclusion. There's a lot of emotion conveyed throughout this song as well. Dave Grohl spills his heart out, and I just really enjoy the prominent bass throughout the mix. This is overall one of the most serious songs off the album. Not their weakest though. Medicine at Midnight again is a very 70s vibe song in my opinion. It reminds me something like out of Elvis Presley, like it reminds me of that something Elvis used to do, incorporating really heavy soul movements as well. So you can tell Foo Fighters is probably inspired by Elvis Presley as well, especially throughout Medicine at Midnight, where some of it does sound like I Got a Feeling in My Body. Yes, it does. And yeah, the overall chorus, the chord progression really reminds me of, really reflects back to what Elvis used to do back in the 70s, where there was just so much soul. And not to mention the chorus was catchy as anything. Leads on to No Son of Mine, which again is another classic Foo Fighters sound. I just really enjoy how hard-hitting a fast rhythm it is. The guitars are fantastic. Really enjoy the harsh transition between the verse and then the chorus. No son of mine, no son of mine. So damn good as he belches those lyrics out. I think there's a guitar solo as well, but overall it's a pretty hard-hitting rock song. Leads on to Chasing Birds. This is one of the most beautiful songs by Foo Fighters they have ever done. I just love how emotional this song is. Dave Grohl really believes what he's saying on this song, and I just really enjoy his vocals. His vocals are very warm and rich in tone, and the beautiful guitar melodies, drumming as well on this particular song really reminds me of something out of like David Bowie or even Black Sabbath with the song Changes. Yes, this reminds me of Changes from Black Sabbath. I just really love how they really twist the emotions towards the listener on this song. And Chasing Birds is probably being one of my favorite songs off the album. Leads on to Love Dies Young, and this is the finale, and this was a great way to end off the album. Around about 37 minutes, you'll want a bit more uplifting song, and Love Dies Young is catchy, it's hard-hitting, with really nice soothing guitar solo to end off the album. Yeah, overall, Love Dies Young is a great way to end off Medicine at Midnight. So Foo Fighters, Medicine at Midnight was a fantastic album overall, and a must listen if you like hard rock. Yes, Foo Fighters have changed their sound quite dramatically, but it's a good sound change in my opinion, where they really needed to mix things up. But some Foo Fighters songs sound samey, and I'm so glad they had an album like this where they incorporate more funk, where they incorporate more soul on this album. And overall, what can I say? You can tell they've been inspired by Elvis Presley, David Bowie, and even Black Sabbath, and even Led Zeppelin, where they really put their influences on their backs here to create a solid album like Medicine at Midnight. I enjoyed it, and it's one of my most listened albums of the week. So for Medicine at Midnight by Foo Fighters, it gets a solid 8.5 out of 10. Now, I would have liked to have the album a little bit more longer, maybe incorporate a few more other songs, maybe incorporate a few guitar solos. Overall, the song composition was great, songwriting was really good as well. At times, this album did seem a little bit formulaic, that's why it's not getting a 9 or even a 10. The album seems formulaic, but it's a solid album overall. So an 8.5 out of 10 it gets. So guys, comment below what you thought about this Foo Fighters Medicine at Midnight album review. Do you agree or disagree with my opinion? Keep the discussion in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next